buenos dias, and welcome to our Armed Forces episode! Veterans Day, baby! Yes! We have chosen to dedicate this episode to our veterans. We want to thank you for everything that you do and for your service. We each represent a branch of the Armed Forces. Claudia is Army. Angie is
the Marines.
I am the U.S. Navy. I'm Coast Guard.
And I am the U.S. Air Force.
Okay. You're like, the Army. I am the Air Force. Halfway. Okay, good. Okay. So we wanted to dedicate this episode to the Armed Forces in acknowledgement of the service that you give to our country. My father was a Army. He was in the Army. I have to think about it. It's a wine. That's not It's a wine. My father served in the Army for many years, and I don't know if anyone else
My
here.
dad is Army.
Army.
My uncle's Army, and I have a cousin who's in the Navy, and a friend as well.
Yes, I have
I
friends
know
in the Marines too.
In Colombia, growing up, all the men have to serve from a certain age
Oh wow.
in the Army. For, just they have to serve at a certain time. I don't know how it is now, but when my dad was growing up, he had to serve them.
So not only the men that serve our country, it's also the wives and the children. Because
And we have a lot of women that serve the
Yes,
country.
yes,
And I have a
yes.
lot of friends, men and women, that have served the
that do
country.
serve the country. There are a lot of women. I didn't mean to leave you out. I was going there kind of, in the sense that there's women that stay home to hold down the household and the kids, while their husbands or their significant others are overseas, serving for our country.
Or their children.
Or their children. Right? Some of our children serve overseas, and we don't get to see them for a very long time, and the way the world is running now, and so we wanted to take the time to dedicate this episode to the Armed Forces. So we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I believe, I could be wrong, the one. There's other people that serve us aside from Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, like the NYPD. FDNY.
Yes.
They're also to me the Armed Forces, and we have an amazing lieutenant here. She's one of the highest ranking Latinas in the NYPD. Lieutenant Perez. So we have her here today as our guest. We are super excited to talk to her and get to know further how she made it into a higher ranking position in the NYPD, being that there's very few females that are high ranking. What do you guys feel about that? I think that's amazing.
I think it's
That's
amazing.
empowerment.
That's so empowering. Like, she definitely is like, wow. Such inspiration for the younger girls or for anybody that's thinking of joining any type of service. Whether it's the NYPD, whether it's the fire department, whether it's the Army, whether it's the Navy, whether it's the Marines. It's just such a message.
It's such a stigma that it's just for males.
Right.
It is not.
Right.
It is not. So
it is not just for men. It is not for men because they risk their lives. They put themselves out there for us every day, just as much as a man does. Sometimes even more.
Exactly.
They're I can't find the right word for it, but they're, I guess, looked upon as the lesser because they're female, right? But my best friend is a police officer. And
Sabrina!
This big, and she'll take down somebody 6'2" before a man does. So, I gotta give her credit. She's been like that since high school. There's nothing I can do about that. But I want to give kudos to those women who do, walk the streets and keep us safe, especially during these times right now with, all the riots and the protesting. And so thank you, and we'll be right back with Lieutenant Perez.
Well, hi guys. Let me tell you, we have a nice wine here. Today we're going with a Prosecco, and it's an orange spritz, which is bittersweet orange and selected herbs. So we're gonna give it a try.
Let's pop this baby! Open that!
I think it was a bad fabulous.
Too
Too
bad we
can't put orange slices porque esta se lo comió todo.
Right.
No,
If
that's
Claudia had a orange, we will have some
I'm
orange
gonna go get
slices.
them just So Jessica, this was a fabulous find, right?
This was at a local supermarket for $6, $6 pesos.
No way.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be an expensive wine.
Yeah.
You know, and I like it's a sparkling person. So.
Yeah.
Oranges.
Tú le quitas eso al pan.
Se lo quitó el pan.
Oh,
no, me lo pongan.
I
No, the aroma is
Oh, yeah.
No, you get the
Pero
large
quiero
one.
pan.
I usually get the small one
Pero
now.
no me da el pan.
I didn't take it out of the pan.
So let's toast to Lieutenant Perez.
Yes.
Salud.
Oh,
wait. I will take that back. I am so sorry.
The third bottle of wine.
A horrible friend. You can't watch this have wine.
No. Fair.
My answers might be a little bit different.
It's
Fair.
fine. You have to join us.
The little kid. Open the club.
Yes.
For being with us today.
Open
Oh,
it.
you guys are
Open it.
amazing.
Open it. Open it.
Open it. Open it.
Open it.
Thank you guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank
Oh,
you.
boy.
There's a little card in this.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Now for Lara and for Lovely.
Yes.
I love
For
Latina.
Latina.
Latina Lieutenant Lara.
Cheers. It's beautiful. I'm a sucker for packaging and the color is like.
Oh my God.
This is so amazing, guys.
Claudia doesn't like it.
No.
She's
I don't
tasting.
dislike it. I'm not a pretty champagne person. You know,
Okay.
it's a little bubbly, but it's not too
Right.
bubbly.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It's not too
Yeah.
bubbly.
The other one I bought the last time was also,
Yeah.
but it was a high
La botella entera.
So yeah, so I'm glad you like the glass.
I am so appreciative. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and we're appreciative to have you here. Should we tell how we met? I think Gloria should tell her.
So guys, we did an amazing fundraiser with an amazing friend, DJ, producer, promoter,
De todo.
de
Todo.
todo, for the Bronx kids for back to school. And this amazing lady walked in with a black t-shirt that said phenomenal Latina.
Yeah.
And the minute
Oh.
she walked in, I was like, hell the fuck yeah. That's
like,
a
Gloria.
phenomenal Latina. I was like, we need this woman on our show,
Yeah.
like ASAP, Francis, we need to get this girl on the show. And she was like, yeah, I like her. I was like, I love her. So that's how
And
we
you turned out
approached
to
her.
be super amazing and super helpful
Yes.
for those kids at 127. The principal was so happy with that fundraiser.
Yes.
Actually,
Castle Hill Middle School.
Yes, well, so we're in the talks and the works of trying to do something for Christmas or for Thanksgiving. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for allowing us to take over the school pretty
We
much.
really did take
We
over.
really did.
We had
But it was such an amazing event. It was such
We
an
had
amazing event. Over 700 backpacks,
Yeah,
right?
we gave out, we distributed over 700
I ordered
backpacks.
too though. Like,
Yeah,
we just,
yeah,
everything was
everything was
amazing.
So, big shout out to Ralphie.
Yes.
Look what you did, I don't know. Yes.
Power for Latinas together. Ooh, watch out.
This is why we were not allowed to sit next together in high school. Because she would do the mischievous stuff and I would get in trouble.
Oh wait, what high school did you say you went to?
We went to St.
Pius.
Pius.
Yes, we
All
talked about
girls
it. I was
school.
at Cardinal Sun High
Oh,
School, but
oh,
I told you
so-
my aunt who's 12 years older than me, so if I graduated in 91, whatever, 12 years, she graduated from Pius early.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
and not a
So,
lot of people go to that school, so it's
yeah, no, it doesn't even exist anymore,
Yes.
sadly.
Yes, our school is gone.
Yeah.
It was
That's
very
shut down.
small.
It was very
It was only 200 students, 50
Yeah.
per grade.
Yeah.
Our
graduating class was 50.
Yeah, yeah. But it was amazing.
Yeah.
This is the bond that was
Yeah.
created. That's
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
20-something years plus.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was. I'm still not allowed back in, but that's a whole other.
So, oh, detention.
I wonder why.
You know. Got it.
I was the most quiet in the class.
Ay, sí, cómo no.
No, that's a whole other effort.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that for a second.
and empower Latinas and women, just women in general. And you know, I have family in the NYPD. We have, you know, our husband's NYPD. We have friends, and my brother's also a police officer. And I know for a fact that there's not many high-ranking women on the force, and not just only in New York. Just overall, it is a male-dominated industry, profession. So how did you get to where you're at? And, you know, how can you empower someone else to keep striving to get those steps too?
So, you know, when I walked over here, I told you I'm nervous, right? I can walk into the housing project in the middle of the night and be comfortable, but sitting here at the table, you guys have me very nervous. I'm used to a very male-dominated job, right? So I'm around men. I'm actually the boss of my unit. I'm the commanding officer of my unit. Actually, I just gotta clarify. Like, I am one of the highest ranking in the Bronx. But you know, in the NYPD, we do have captains, inspectors. We have a 3-star Latina chief Puerto Rican, Chief Hoffman, but she's actually leaving at the end of the month. As we know, a lot of the NYPD is hiring. But good for her. She's done her 30 years. God bless her. That's awesome. But yeah, so here in the Bronx, I am probably, like, in my building, definitely the highest ranking Latina. And I do community affairs, just so I can clarify what it is I do. I'm the commanding officer of community affairs here in the Bronx, and we do things like, you know, giveaways, and we fill in the need, we bridge that gap from the people to the NYPD, where we have a little softer approach, I would say. We're a little more responsive. We serve the people more than the law, you know. I mean, the laws are the laws and they're written, right? But there's people, and when you focus more on the people than the laws, I think you get more of that cohesion, that unity. So that's what we're here to do. And so what inspired me to be the Latina NYPD? Oh, and I'm also a award here. I am the vice president of a national law enforcement organization as well. So I wear that hat as well, in which we unite different peace officers from all the United States, and we have a Bronx chapter, so the vice president of that as well. You know, and I have to say, growing up here in the Bronx, I just always, you know, you just saw so many people without a voice, right? So many people who just did not know how to defend themselves. My parents themselves, you know, my parents scrimped and saved and got me out of the projects and into a home, and I just remember, like, it just was so, you know, like the neighbors would yell at my dad and be like, okay, I'm like, no, this is not right, you know, you saw things, and, you know, you saw different abuse and different things, and I always knew that this is not right, somebody has to stand up for this, right? So if I couldn't count on somebody else, I just had to be that person to stand up for, you know, those who need a voice, and those, and I don't care what faith, what religion, what sexual orientation, I don't care what part of the Bronx you're from. If you need me, and I'm here for it. So thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to me.
Amazing.
Thank you. I think you're like a bridge. You know, and I think that's beautiful. You know,
absolutely.
We need that so much right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That unity. So needed. So needed.
The law and
humanity.
Humanity. That's exactly it. We add that human aspect. You know, and not that other. You know, there's different styles of in any job. Right? There's different. You know, you get that doctor with the great bedside manner, and you get that doctor that's very dry. And it's the same thing with the NYPD. You get a person like me that's personal, and I'll come out and I'll dance and I don't care, no shame in my game. And there's others that are kind of straight-faced. It doesn't make it wrong, but I just think people
makes it more human.
Makes it more human. People can't really identify with that. So I always want to be.
And honestly, it was your personality what attracted us to you.
Thank you.
You know, from a distance, you know.
Right, we can't have fun at work. Like,
and it was a long day.
Yeah, it was a long day. Then it becomes work. You know, it's, other than that, it's a labor of love. Everything I do is genuinely a labor of love, and I feel like it comes out, thankfully, you know, and people see, and they've been very responsive. And you guys are amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, when we were there, I have to say, so many people came out to represent, from real estate agents to FDNY. Kudos to FDNY. They were there NYPD was there, but one of the things that I liked the most is the fact that you guys were actually giving out IDs.
Yes,
for
the kids.
So if your kid, God forbid, I mean,
Got lost.
we say we had on everyone's children, got lost, there's a missing child, they have the fingerprint and the ID already in the system.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Or if there's a child that's been missing and shows up to this event, when they take their fingerprint, they come up in the system. I think that's amazing.
That is very important. You'd be surprised
how many
when I
times
was
don't have update pictures.
Yes, I was telling you that day, on patrol we get tons of calls, missing child, and I would say 99 out of 100 they're at a friend's house or somewhere. The first thing we always ask, give a description. What were they wearing? Oh, I didn't see him when they left school. I don't know, I was doing this. So, I understand. I have my own children. Sometimes I don't see what they leave the house. And it's, okay, what's the most recent picture? And it's like little Johnny's communion picture.
Right.
Little Johnny's in high school now. So, Operation ID is a great program in which, we give them, like you said, a current picture, a fingerprint, and, we have it there in case they're ever lost.
Update? Like,
So you would have to update it, but your fingerprint never changes. Your photo will change, but your fingerprint never is going to change. So we have that in the system, and luckily, we haven't had to use it, but it's always, it's always better to have it.
Right? That's awesome. I think that was an amazing factor to add to that whole, event. And we also had a little girl there that was from Puerto Rico, and she was dedicated her entire group to bullying.
Yes.
So it was this collective, like the whole collective, and all of your counterparts were amazing too. The people that were under you.
Oh, they better be.
Yeah. They had nothing but good things to say about you. Nothing but good. Did you ever do patrol?
Yes, actually, I did patrol. You'd be surprised. I always joke about. Now I say candidly to statements, but when I'm a 20-year veteran, by the way. I started off in the 44th precinct, and I did do patrol, and then through patrol, I was very active, and I made a lot of arrests, and then I was in the street narcotics enforcement unit, where we did a lot of, drug arrests. Mm-hmm. So I did that area, and that was great too, but I knew I was always the type, like, I'd have, a drug user who couldn't, why are you doing that? Everyone wanted to hear your backstory. Oh, you don't know my life. What do you mean? I grew up in those projects over there. I don't understand. And I always would, try to hear people's stories. Everyone has a story, right? You didn't just wake up one day and decide you want to do it.
Yeah.
So I knew that my calling with this job would be a little bit different, so here I am.
Good. Awesome. At what age you decided to say, oh, you know what, I think I'm going to be a cop?
So that's an interesting story. That's a whole different chapter. But I was heavy set my whole life. I was heavy set. And I was going. She looks like a Barbie. If you don't know, she looks like a Barbie. But I was going to John Jay, which was very heavy in criminal justice, and I think there was a boy. He kind of liked me, whatever, and he was a cop, and he said, "No, you should." I was like, "No, they wouldn't be." At the time, I was 260 pounds. I was always like curvy. I rocked my curves. It was 260, but in the right way. There's no way. He said, "Yeah, you should try it." So the more I never thought of it. I knew I was like a champion of the people, and I just never knew how I was going to apply it. And he gave me the application. He believed me. Why can't I believe in myself? Right. So, I always say, the day I signed up for the exam, I was 260 pounds. The day I took the written exam, I was 212 pounds. Wow. By the time I got into the academy, I got down to 153 pounds. You go! So, to say I didn't have the confidence, and I didn't have the belief in myself, but somebody else did, and that just really gave me that push to be different.
And I hope right now with that story you're motivating someone.
Absolutely. I hope so, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I feel like embarrassed, but I'm like,
no,
absolutely not.
Definitely no, not at all. I'm sorry. I asked that question because my son wants to be a police officer. And even though through what's going on in this world, really hard times, I even asked him, I said, honey, are you sure you want to be a police officer now? And the words were, Mom, if you want to see change, I gotta be the change. Wow! I got an emotional. And I was like, wow, he let me speak with him.
And that's what we need.
Yeah,
That's the one we need.
That's what
We don't need the one, well, like, you know, you get a friendship. We need the ones that are, that want to be the change. We need the ones that are from the neighborhoods that we don't necessarily, I can honestly say, and I tell everybody, I've never really felt fear walking these streets. I've never been that hyper-vigilant person. Oh my God, because this is my home. This is my home to me. Every street corner has a story, a memory. My mom kicked my butt on this corner. Fordham Road, one year I thought I wanted a grill and I went to Homeboy 2000 and bought on the grill. Like, what the heck? But every corner has a story. So that's who we need. We need that homegrown young individual that sees the bigger picture. So, you know, if it's in his heart, you're not going to be able to take that from him. You got to support him and make sure that his path is the right path.
I feel like he'll be able to empathize. I feel like that is needed to empathize with others, no matter what.
And not only that, whatever, he has his father as an example, and he's seen all his father has lived the years he's been alive. You know, it's not an easy task, and that's why I bow down to the city. Because it's not an easy task, especially in the world we're living in today.
And him being
right, absolutely.
And Bronx red, you know, yes, we all live, you know, in different neighborhoods, but I feel like being born and raised in the Bronx, you just have to have tough skin. You know, you just learn to be a different
way to survive.
You just learn to be a different type of person, you know, coming from the Bronx. I mean, you have
innovative, right?
Innovative.
We knew resourceful. We knew how to play. We knew how to keep ourselves cool. We knew how to entertain ourselves. My kids have no idea what I'm bored. I was like, first of all, when I was a kid growing up, if I said I'm bored, but then my other people. So I knew I'm never bored. Mom, I'm good, thank you.
Vete un libro. Do something.
Something. Like my kids do not have the way that we did. With you know, we would jump rope. Kids don't even know how to jump rope.
This is my question.
This is my question. We had zero money, and is it our fault? Is it our fault? That's a big question.
Do you think it's our fault, like, adhering to this generation as opposed to installing what we grew up with in our kids? Like,
I think it's a little of both, right? It is our fault because we have things that our parents never had. You know that. We have gone far beyond what our parents could ever dream of. But even when I have tried, you know, other kids now, they have to be able to live in society, right? Reality is, I can't just give you a pair of skippies when they're like, I can't do that to you, right? I mean, it's fine for us because everybody else has skippies, but I can't send you in your skippy.
Or you put on whatever your parents bought you because that's what you do.
My grandmother's hand-me-downs. You know, I can't do that to them because, again, they have to actually be able to live in society, right? So it's a little bit of both.
You know what's so funny? So, I was originally living by the Castle Hill area with my boys before I moved here 11 years ago. And when we lived in the Castle Hill area, of course, they were 10 years younger, or 11 years younger, I was able to go to Payless and buy them stuff. Once we moved to this neighborhood and they started going to school over here, it was like, you can't wear that. We need Nike.
And it's sad, but the reality is they'll get bullied.
Right, because you don't want your kid bullied. Yeah, it's like, I gotta do it. I'm not gonna get my kid bullied every day in school just because he looks different from the rest.
I understand.
You know, you're absolutely right.
I understand. It's tough. I grapple with it for sure, but I also let them know. I try to let them see. They're like, oh, Mom, what you ordered me today? No, that's to get back kids in the Bronx. Like, so they could understand. I do, you know, cold drugs, everything. They see, like, that, you know, they get it easily, and some people, if I don't give it to them, they won't have it.
They won't have it.
It's not a balance.
And that, not to reference back to the school drive, but when we were doing the back to school drive, we were expecting to get 105 masks, Puma masks, from the kids, and from Puma. And instead, thanks to Puma, we got 105 sneakers. Brand new sneakers. So we were like, we had a whole conversation the night before, like, how do we give 105 sneakers to 750?
Right.
Wow.
Right. How do you pick and choose?
Because we don't have 750 sneakers. So, you know, unfortunately, it came down to first come, first serve. And you know, and also the
One
majority of
backpack with it,
sneakers,
one without.
the majority of sneakers were his size, small size.
Right.
Can I tell you, some of these families were showing up with 4 or 5 kids with sneakers that didn't even fit them. Or sneakers like, they're like maybe the brother hand me down, and it would have been like in 2 or 3 years, or sneakers that were just, and we were like, and you want to take off your sneakers
and give it to them.
And give it to them.
Or the moment you had with the one student, they just wanted to go get a haircut.
I can't even talk about it.
Because they were giving free haircuts. And these were real barbers that came, that built these tables. When it comes down to bed, that barbershop was amazing. They are amazing. And the job they did was legit. Wow, they blew it out the park.
The setup was very professional.
Yes.
It didn't make, you know, when you give, you have to give with dignity. They have to have dignity still.
And they went in, like they were so detailed.
I'm gonna put a picture up during this conversation so you can see the barbers. They built stations that they rolled in. Foldable, like a folding table, dual foldable stations with mirrors on both sides. So they can cut 2 kids at the same time.
So it could be like one barber on that side, one barber on this side.
This picture that you're going to see here is of that barbershop, and I'm going to get the name so we can give them a shout out.
Yes.
They were amazing.
They really were.
So what she's referring to is going back to not having, or just parents not getting it sometimes. There's this little kid, I won't mention his name, but he's from 127. And when I was working there as a cheerleading coach, he was always with me. Always. And I get some of them sometimes that want to be with me because they want to see the girls in stores or cheerleading or whatever. But this little boy was actually always with me. And he wanted to be in cheer. And I'm like, you understand that you're going to get bullied because you're going to be the only boy on the cheer team. And he did it, and he dealt with the bullying, and everything. But, you know, his father intervened, and he felt that it wasn't a male.
Right. So he had to get out.
Which is fine. And you know, he comes from a very rough homeland. That's the best I can put it in layman's terms. Comes from a rough homeland, and just always with me. So this day,
I didn't mean to do that.
This day that we did the fundraiser, we were giving out McDonald's hamburgers. He said, Miss Francis. I didn't even see him because I was crazy. I was like all over the place. So he said, Miss Francis. And I said, no. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, how are you? I'm like, you look so cute. And he's hugging me and everything. And I'm like, you want another burger? Like, whatever you want, you know? And I'm like, did you get sneakers? He's like, no, they didn't fit. And I'm like, you know, did you eat today? Because, you know, I know the history. So he's like, yeah, and he was eating his burger. And I was like, Papi, go get a haircut. Like, you won't have to stand in line. You know, he's like, I can't. And I'm like, no, don't worry, they're free. Like, I'll walk you over and you can get a haircut. And he's like, Miss Francis, I can't. And I'm like, why? And so I'm like, why? Like, is there something wrong? Like, you know, you have a gash or something? And he's like, no, Miss Francis. He's like, I just know that my dad is not going to let me get a haircut. And I'm like, but it's free. Like, you want me to call you dad? And he's like, no. Like, no, don't. And I was like, I don't get it. You know, like, it's a good thing, and he's getting a free haircut. Like, why would you prevent him from that? You know, like, or make him feel that he can't do something like that. He's saving yourself up. That's the way I see it.
That's the other thing we deal with, right? Cultural.
You know,
a lot of cultural barriers that are very,
you know, it's tough, and then it's hard for you not to get involved and get emotionally attached. And, you know, I would take him home if I could, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, he's not my kid. But it was just like, you could tell he wanted to do it, but he was so afraid of getting a haircut. And I was just a hot mess after that. I was just like, can't be both of them.
Yeah, you have to, you can't let what you can't do get in the way of what
Yeah.
And I always remind myself, because it can be overwhelming.
Yes, it is.
I take a lot of it the same way to the test, and a lot of it home with me, and I just remind myself to do what you can, but what you can't get in your way, just don't.
I know. And that must be hard too, working in the community, right? Because you see so much, and it's like you want to do so much, but there's only so much you can do.
So you just hold on to those one or two success stories.
That was my experience when I did the Hurricane Maria. It's like giving all the stuff. It's so hard. It's like you want to give more and more. I went crazy. They even know because they helped me pack. I was just crying. It was like so overwhelming because it's like you want to help so many, but it's
so many to do.
Right. And so much, red tape on the other end. And just getting into the right hands. You gotta get there. There's so much. So, I've realized on time ago, you gotta keep small what you can. Right. And just keep going along. Remember that difference.
Yeah, definitely.
I always say, even if it's one person, you're changing that person's life. As an educator, that's something You have to learn real quick, or else you're going to drown.
Yeah, that's exactly what saying drowning. Like.
And be broke, because I remember in the beginning, you used to buy pencils and notebooks and pens and crayons and, you know.
I started in the Bronx, that's where I started, and you see the need, and you're like, oh my God, okay. You buy, and then they give you feature stories. I already spent like 500, feature stories like 100, right. You spent like 5. And it's still like that today. I mean, I buy less, but you still want to provide.
Absolutely.
And you just I had to learn, like, I need to realize I can't control everything. I can only control within the classroom. Of course, we're mandated reporters, if we ever feel we need them, you know, of course, but if I can make them happy within that time and give them that love within that time.
If I can give you one day out of the whole, where you're playing, you're in a safe space, and you can be yourself, and you know what, you're not worrying about where the food is coming from, and you're not worrying about, you know, are the gang members going to hurt me, or is this that safe space?
And that even now, you know, I teach, I'm in school, but I'm hybrid. I get A group, then a B group, and that's hard, period. But, you know, just giving them that love, because you don't know what they're going through at home. You know, things are crazy on all ends, and parents are anxious too, so trying to just give as much love. Because that's important more so now. Academics is important, right? But they need they need that.
TLC.
And you're going to be that teacher for one student that they would never forget you. I had one teacher like that, and I just found out recently she just passed away. And it touched me so much, because I remember in Puerto Rico, because I went to school with them, but I went and I graduated in Puerto Rico, my Spanish teacher, I used to like sit down with her all the time, and she knew that I was different, because, you know, I didn't grow up there. So she paid me the attention. So she was like, no, siempre dándome consejos and telling me things. And let me tell you, when she died, it was like my mom. Because she was special to me. So you always there's always one student who always remember you.
I actually got a text message the other day of a random number. He said, Miss Ramirez, I'm the mom of so-and-so. He's like, I just wanted to see if you were okay with this pandemic going back. And he was like, oh my God. But they didn't say the name of the kid, but then you feel bad, like, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I'm like, so I don't mean to be rude, but who is it? You know, and then she told me the name, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember this kid. Little. If you were just favorite teacher, you know it's hard, just want me to be okay.
So nice.
Oh, that just like lifted my spirit so much. Those little things, and I'm like, thank you. And she sent me pictures, and then I sent her her baby. She's like, oh my God. So, but we reconnected, and that was just so beautiful. And just one, like you said, just one day. That's all.
What we can do.
You know, well, Tatiana and I coach Trinity, she knows, I mean, you have so many stories with so many girls that they can't afford uniforms, they can't afford sneakers. I can't tell you how many sneakers, how many panties and socks and bows I've bought out of my pocket. Just because I can't handle them not being able to participate. Right? Or have that experience, because imagine us, right? We went to Catholic school, we've been friends with all. Those are memories that you can't go away. Where are they going to go? That's it, right? That's an outlet, right? You know? So I get all of that, and that's why I kudos to you and applaud you for everything you do to the community.
Yeah. To do, and now I have some ladies to lean on.
Absolutely. And as part of Wine and Wisdom, or you know, with Ralphie or whatever, if you're doing anything for the community, please do not hesitate.
We will definitely take part with you.
We will
definitely be there with you.
Because I'm always out
there.
It's really fulfilling.
That's what it's all about. I mean, look what we did. We put together that fundraiser in less than 30 days.
And you know, it was amazing. And I have to tell you, follow up to that, you know, there was some stuff left over, and they gave it to me for a further event.
She told me.
I have to tell you, I had some like tearful moments where I took shoes off a child that was so unkempt, and they were 2 sizes too big, and I like literally set him right in the middle of the street, and we were like fighting, and it worked out. So, you know, I definitely have some more help with people.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you for this know in advance. And is there anything or anywhere that maybe they can contact you or donate or give things?
Well, you know, being in the NYPD, I can never take donations, right? And I don't take anything directly, but I always tell people is like, I'll be at this event. If you want to bring some burgers, you bring burgers. If you want to. But if anyone wants to contact me in general about collaborating or going to a school or going to we do senior centers, we do bullying. I'm in charge of Explorers, which are the young people that are I'm also in charge of our auxiliaries, those are the volunteer people that live in the community. Crime prevention, in which we go to your homes, we go to your business, we give you tips of how to not get broken into or your car not to get broken into.
Are you exclusive to the Bronx?
I am, but I have counterparts that I can always reach. So if anybody wants to reach me, I would say the best way would be via email, and I will spell it out. My first name, my full legal name is Lorraine, LORRAINE, Perez, PEREZ, at NYPD.org. I check my emails all the time. I never say no to anything, which my guys are like, are you crazy? Oh, you want me here? Okay, I'm in, right? Like, it's like, it's not that, I'm in. So, you know, whatever, any collaboration, any assistance, any questions, I'm always here, and I would always do the best to answer it, and, you know, I try to help. So, thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope we can have you back after our next event, and we will all do our best to participate.
I also do, you know, spa days, ladies spa. Don't just think of me for the, you know, I like fun too.
All right, we got you. So make sure you jot down her
my
email address, and we will give you any information. If we have any upcoming events, we'll post it on our website.
Yes.
We'll post it on our website. If you have any donations on the event, you can take it at least to the event, or contact one of us, and we'll take it for you. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. And next we have Teacher Tips with Claudia.
Yes.
This is Claudia. I'm here for my Teacher Tip Wednesday. So today I'm going to show you how to log on to Google Classroom for your child. Okay? So you're going to need a tablet or an iPad, laptop. You're going to type in Teach Hub. That is the portal. You're going to click on the first one. It's New York City Schools, nyc.gov. And on here, on the right corner, right here, it says Teach Hub right there. So you're going to click on it. Okay. And here, this is where your child has a username and password that you need to get. You should have gotten it already. This is my username, password. You're going to sign in. And right here, this is the portal. And this is the Google Classroom for your child. Okay. So now, let's say, oh my God, I don't have a password. I don't know. I'm going to X out. Okay. You're going to do everything that we just did. You're going to go to Teach Hub. That's not what I wanted to do, so give me 1 second. Okay. It's a little crazy at my house, but we'll figure this out. Okay. You know what? I got to sign out because my computer just registered. Okay. So let's say you don't know. You're going to go to Students, find your username, reset password. You're going to be asked to enter your child's OSIS number. Okay. You need that. Ask its parents, your teachers for it. You already know their date of birth. Okay, so you're going to type that in. Okay, pause this for 1 second. I'm back. Okay, so I found my son's OSIS number. It was on his report card. It's on the top. All right, so I'm going to just say 239. You're going to type that in. Date of birth. Has to be your child's date of birth. Okay? And then, when you do that, it's going to give you your child's username. Okay? This is the username. It's the beginning of their New York City student email. So if you have their email, The beginning of it, that's their username. Okay, when you continue, then you can now create your password. Okay, so I'm not going to do that because he has his own username and password. So when you do that, then you're going to update, and then you're going to have your child's username and password. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below, and I'll get back to you to help you. Okay? Mwah. Have a wonderful day. Hey guys, welcome to Brillando con Gloria. Here I am with my girl Maria, because you know every Latina family has a Maria. So her name had to be Maria. So I'm showing you guys, because we are here in the fall season, a nice green hunter dress, sort of like midi, rib type, I don't know if you can see, with a nice gold piece, right? Because gold is the in color for the season. A lot of gold, guys. Get gold. If you don't like gold, that's okay. But for those that like gold, it's back in. So this beautiful piece can be worn long or short. Right now you're seeing it short, and I'm going to open it up and just put it over the head, and now I have a beautiful long piece. So like I'm always telling you guys, find pieces that you can have fun with, that you can use more than one way. So the beauty of this color is that you can do so much with this color. You can hook it up with gold, like I just had her. You can put a piece like this that has yellow and burgundy. And look at how that just pops on this dress. And then you can do the burgundy ice bracelet. Now, let's say you're not a color person and you're more into the silver. This amazing 3-ring necklace from Touchstone Crystals by Swarovski. I love, it's one of my favorites. I actually wear in one of the episodes. It's such a beautiful find because it's classy, elegant. You can wear it during the day, you can wear it at night. It's totally up to you. You know, I'm a bling girl. I'm always talking about my bling, right? You can pair it with a nice bracelet and a nice statement ring, because the ring's always got to be a statement. Or let's say you want to do a classy night, right? And you're not into long necklaces and you'd rather do a short necklace. Now for the holidays, guys, this is a wonderful gift for the ladies. Or ladies, for yourselves. Treat yourself to something that you love and enjoy. This is the Everlasting necklace. I love this piece. It is so elegant, so pretty. So like, wow, I am shining today. And we have the matching earrings to it. So here you are. These are all my beautiful sets for Brillando con Gloria. Until next time. Hey ladies, so what did you think about my amazing segment?
I loved it. I love jewelry. You know I'm a sucker for jewelry. So I always say that no matter what, you could have a simple dress, but if you have the right pieces, jewelry, it just makes the whole outfit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how you say gold is coming back.
Yes.
I don't have
it
a lot
needed
of gold
to come back.
Because I don't know why, but I like that. It's coming back and it looks really nice with
the olive green.
Right, I've never really been.
Yeah, I'm not a gold fan, but
It's the in thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I even like how you have that simple t-shirt with that big piece. And
So
that
this-
has gold in it.
It has gold and silver,
Yes.
which is another big thing that people like. If I'm wearing silver, I can only do silver. If I'm wearing gold, I can only wear gold. No, baby, we can put it all together, and it looks fabulous.
Yeah.
So you can mix your metals.
Yes. But remember back in the day we had the tricolor, remember gold, silver,
Right.
rose
Yes.
gold.
Yes.
And everybody rocked it
Yes.
with no problem.
This is not. This is a prior piece that is one of my favorite pieces.
Okay.
Actually, this piece is my very first piece that I owned from Premier Design. So this piece is about, wow, 6 years.
Wow. Okay.
About 6 years, and it looks
feels
exactly
stylish.
the same,
Pretty.
like the first day I got it.
Very stylish.
I love it. It's very stylish. Yeah. So we have to go out and go buy some gold pieces now to go with our camel jackets that we all ended up buying from her last day.
I gotta keep up with these.
Yeah, these trends, I can't.
Oh, you're
My closet is getting fuller and fuller and I have no more space.
Packages keep on coming.
I
Sorry, honey.
so true. Well, I hope you like Gloria's segment. I hope you enjoy our show. I hope you take the time and salute people that are in the armed forces.
Thank you.
We want to thank Lieutenant Lara Perez for being on our show. I think she was amazing.
She was so amazing.
I think she was amazing. Her energy, the things that she does for the community.
Yes.
So
you
humble.
know,
She's
very
so
humble.
such a beautiful heart.
Yes.
Her
Yes.
energy, like you said, was just so
Yes.
contagious.
Yes,
Yeah.
very
It
contagious.
feels like you know
You
her
know, for
for a
years.
long time.
Yes.
That's what happened to
Yes.
us the day we met her. That's how we felt. Like she just
Yes.
fit in. Like she
Yes.
just belonged. Like
Mhm.
she was just like one of us. You
Yes.
know?
Yes.
NYPD is lucky to have her.
Yes, absolutely. And thank her for her services, for being on the force 20 plus years and,
Yes.
and being out there hustling for our community. So thank you, Lara. You won our hearts today. We love you. Email her if you guys have any suggestions for any community events. If you have any donations, email us at wineandwisdom2020@gmail.com. Since they can't accept donations, we will accept donations on her behalf. And we want to thank you for watching our show. Tune in next week where we have amazing women entrepreneurs. We have Taylor Fania and Kathy Enriquez. You're going to be blown away. A 21-year-old entrepreneur and then another amazing woman that's been in the game for years, who's mentored Taylor through her process. So please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and don't forget to take some time to sip some wine and share a little wisdom.
Cheers.
See you next time.
Bye.